The first box says place a check mark by the sentences with a compound subject. Question number 1. Make sure it's not loud, Brianna, because you still have to be able to hear. Question number 1, or sentence number 1. A surfboard and a skateboard are similar in some ways. Does sentence number 1 have a compound subject? Should it get a check mark or does it not get a check mark? Alexa?
It should get a check mark because it has and.
You're right. It's talking about two things, two subjects, a surfboard and a skateboard. So sentence 1 gets a check mark for today. Sentence 2. Surfers in California wanted something similar to do on land as surfing in the ocean. Surfers in California wanted something similar to do on land as surfing in the ocean. Who can tell me for sentence 2? Should sentence 2 get a check mark or no check mark? Noah, Sebastian, make sure we have our cameras on, guys. Chase, what do you think? Check mark, no check mark? No check mark. There's only one subject here, just talking about surfers. Sentence 3. Torger Johnson and Woody Woodward were early skateboarders. Torger Johnson and Woody Woodward were early skateboarders. Who can tell me sentence 3, check mark, no check mark? Jadine.
Check mark because it has the word and in it.
Perfect. Torger Johnson and Woody Woodward. We have two subjects, which means it gets a check mark. Okay. Ooh, new ones. That's cool, Chase. I didn't know that. Okay. So I'm going to show you what the roots are, and then we're going to go ahead and see if we can figure out what they mean. Okay? The first word, or the first root for aquarium is aqua, A-Q-U-A. And the second root is actually kind of mixed with the first root a little bit. It's arium, A-R-I-U-M. We have aqua and arium. Second word, our first root is thermo. And our second word is meter. Thermo and meter. Let's start with our first word, aquarium. We have two roots, aqua and arium. Who can tell me, who can give me a guess, what is the meaning of the root aqua? A-Q-U-A. Who thinks they can tell me the meaning of the root word aqua? If you speak Spanish or you know Spanish, you might have a better clue about what that word might mean. Bella.
Water?
Water. So if you know Spanish, you know the Spanish word for water is agua, which is very close to aqua. So aqua means water. Okay. Now, if we know what an aquarium is, we can get a clue for that second root. Who can tell me what is an aquarium? Violet, what's an aquarium?
A glass, like a tank, like a tank, or like a glass or plastic tank.
Okay. And what do you normally put into that glass or plastic tank?
Fish.
Fish and what?
Water. Water.
Water. So arium, that root word, means container. So an aquarium is a container for water. And normally you put water in there because you put fish. And if you don't put water with your fish, well, your fish are not going to have a good time. and your aquarium will probably start to smell very soon. But you put the water in there, you put the fish in there, that way the fish can live, they can be happy. Yes, Nakai?
Can wait, where do I put the check marks?
Well, like I said, at the end, and like normal, I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you all the whole page. That way you can see what goes where.
Okay.
Okay. If it's still loading, that's fine, Sebastian. Like I said, you can try leaving the call, loading your work, and then coming back in when it's loaded. Because yours seems to work better or to load faster when you're not in the call with us. And like I said, I will show all the answers at the end so you can always go back and fix it. Or if you want, you can just wait till we're finished because we're going to do the whole thing together. Up to you. Haley.
If you don't clean your tank, then it will smell even worse.
You're right. If you don't clean the tank, they tend to start smelling. Got to make sure you clean them the same way that we take showers and stuff in the morning. You got to clean the fish tank. Even though fish are covered in water and they're fully submerged in the water, it doesn't mean that they're always clean. You got to clean the tank every now and then. Okay, our next word, thermometer. We have two roots, thermo and meter. Thermo and meter. Who thinks they can tell me? What's their guess? Thermo. What could thermo mean? Violet, what do you think? Thermo means what?
Well, I was gonna say I have a fish tank.
Oh, you had a good clue for the aquarium then.
What's thermo?
Thermo. I guess it could mean like the temperature.
That's very, very close. So thermo means heat. So thermo means heat. Now, who can tell me a thermometer? What do you normally use a thermometer for? What do you do with a thermometer? Violet gave us a very big clue. Jada, what do you normally do with a thermometer? Remember, Messiah, we're not just typing out our answers into chat. We're letting the other people have a chance if they raised their hand, if they were waiting. They need a chance to answer the question first because they waited. What do you think, Jada?
To take temperature.
You take a temperature, right? So when you have a thermometer, Jada, and let's say it's one of the ones you put on your tongue, like that. You put it under your tongue, and you wait, you wait, you wait. You take it out, and you look at it, and it tells you what your temperature is, right? So if thermo means heat, how hot something is. Meter has to mean to measure. Because a thermometer measures heat. If you're talking about the ones that we use, like the ones we put in our tongue or in our ears, or some of them you wipe on your forehead, they measure the heat. But they also make thermometers that measure the heat of the food that you're cooking. People use them when they're putting things in the oven. Or they make thermometers especially for candy. The sugar when you're making candy gets very, very hot. You have to use a thermometer to check the temperature on the sugar. Yes, Alexa.
Oh, I actually have a thermometer right here.
Yeah, those are the ones usually we keep outside. So it measures the temperature, the heat in the air outside. And that way we know, do we need a jacket today, or can we wear short sleeves? Or maybe we should just stay inside in the air conditioning if it's real, real hot. Oh, so we can zoom in a little bit. Okay. We have to find mistakes. Tony Hawk was born May 12th, 1968 in San Diego, California. Tony Hawk was born May 12th, 1968 in San Diego, California. Who can find one mistake for me? Jadine, what's one mistake you can?
Capitalize Tony Hawk and put a period at the end.
Okay, you found a couple. Good job. Alexa, meter means to measure. So you're right. I have to capitalize Tony and Hawk. That's his name. I can't capitalize just part of his name. I need to capitalize both parts. Tony and Hawk need to be capitalized. You're right. There needs to be a punctuation at the end. In this case, no one's asking a question. No one's shouting. So, period will do the job. All right. We've got, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more mistakes. Kylie, you found another one?
Capitalize May and put a comma behind it.
The first one, yes. You capitalize May. You're right. There needs to be a comma, but not behind May.
Behind the 12?
Perfect. Behind the 12. Again, commas help us to separate things to make it less confusing. 12 is the number for the day. 1968 is the number for the year. But since they're both numbers, if we just leave it like this, people might think that Tony Hawk was born in the year 121,968. And we haven't even gotten to that year yet.
Yeah, it's a long number.
So we need the comma to separate the day and the year. Otherwise, it can be very confusing about when you're talking about.
Because I knew there was a comma somewhere. Where the letters were.
And that's a good thing to remember. People forget that one a lot. Put a comma between the day and the year. So very good job. Okay. We've got, I guess you could call it 4, but really 3 mistakes left. Alexa, found another one?
Capitalize San Diego and California.
Perfect. So this one you could have called it 1, but really it's 2. You need to capitalize San Diego because that's the name of a city. Since it has 2 parts to its name, like Tony Hawk, you need to capitalize both. San Diego, and you're right, California too. San Diego is the city, California is the state. There's one last mistake that's hiding in our sentence. Violet, know what that last mistake is, where it's hiding? Do you see that last mistake, Violet, or no?
Well, I think you should put what's it called?
Describe it to me. We should put what?
Well, you put it. You put this after the 12.
Ah, okay, the same thing we put after the 12. Who can help Violet out? What's that called? That mark we put after the 12. Ezekiel? You remember what it's called?
A comma.
A comma. So Violet, you said we have to add a comma where?
At the end of 12. At the end of the 12.
Well, we already have one there, but there is another one. The sentence needs one more comma. Who thinks they know where that last comma belongs? Jaylene?
I think where May is.
No, not where May is. Because we don't want to separate May and the day. May and the day. But the day tells us when in May he was born. I don't want to separate those two, but I do need to separate something else. Jadine?
Between San Diego and California.
I need to separate San Diego and California because San Diego is the name of the city, California is the name of the state. And I don't want people to think it's all one long name. So our sentence, if everything's correct, should be capital Tony, capital Hawk, was born, capital May 12th, comma 1968, in capital San, capital Diego, comma capital California, period. But very good job on this one today. People forget the commas a lot because they're such little teeny tiny marks, but they are very, very important. Whoa, here we go. Okay, adjectives and nouns. Y'all have been doing very, very good with this, so excited to see what we can find today. All my stuff and move it over. Okay. Okay. So I need adjectives, nouns. The first sentence says, Harry is in 4th grade. Who thinks they know the describing word, the adjective? Harry is in 4th grade. Zadine.
4th and then grade.
Perfect.
Mr. and also, yesterday I went to PE at the same exact time and no one showed up.
It might have just been messed up because yesterday was a little bit different for us.
Oh, okay.
So 4th, absolutely correct. And 4th is describing the grade because it's not the 1st grade, it's not the 2nd, it's not the 3rd, it's the 4th. Okay? Question 2. Or sorry, sentence 2. I read the first chapter of the book. I read the first chapter of the book. Who thinks they can tell me what's the adjective? What's the describing word? Sentence 2. Haley.
First, and
First.
then
And what's first describing?
chapter.
The chapter. Very good. So it's the first chapter of the book. All right. And you guys are getting good at these. Sentence 3. Mom made mashed potatoes for dinner. Mom made mashed potatoes for dinner. What's the describing word? Sentence 3. Mom made mashed potatoes for dinner. Jadine, what do you think?
Mashed potatoes and then dinner.
No, remember, adjective, 1 word, noun, 1 word.
Oh, then potatoes.
Potatoes is what? The noun or the adjective?
The
Remember, adjectives describe something to us. Nouns are person, places, things, or ideas.
it's a noun.
Okay? So potatoes are a noun. Absolutely
And
correct.
then adjective is dinner.
No, not dinner. What are they telling us about the potatoes?
Oh, mashed.
They're mashed potatoes. So they're not fried potatoes. They're not French fries. They're not baked potatoes. They are mashed potatoes. Okay. Last sentence. The Camaro has a powerful engine. The Camaro has a powerful engine. Who can find either the adjective or the noun form? Nakai.
The noun is powerful.
So is noun a person, place, or thing?
No, it's engine, I mean.
engine is our noun because that's the thing. And what word is describing the engine?
Powerful.
Powerful. So we just had it a little bit backwards at first. So powerful is the describing word. Engine is our noun. It's that person, place, or thing they're talking about. All right. Last part for our Thursday page. We have a sentence. Gotta find mistakes. It says Tony builds magnificent skateboards, produces videos, and performs impressive stunts. A says change videos to videos. Videos to videos. I don't hear a difference. Videos to videos. Jaylene?
Can you read the sentence again?
Sure. It says Tony builds magnificent skateboards, produces videos, and performs impressive stunts. What do you think, Jaylene? What's the difference in answer choice A?
They added two E's.
They added another E at the end. The one has EOS, the other one has EOES. Now this is just a spelling change. So one is spelled correctly, one is not. Jaylene, which one of these do you think is spelled correctly? The first one or the second one?
The first one.
The first one. Very good. If I spelled it like this, the way they spelled the second one, it wouldn't say videos, it would say videoes. And whenever we're talking about them, we don't say we have lots of videoes. We have lots of videos. So I don't think answer choice A is very good. Not if they're going to misspell words. B, change builds to built. Change builds to built. Those two are very, very similar. Who can tell me what the difference is? Builds to built. Kaylee, what's the difference? Builds to built.
It doesn't say builds.
You're right. They want to make the change, but what is the difference? Yes, Chase.
The second one doesn't have a D or a S.
You're right. It doesn't have a D or an S, but it's not a spelling change. We use them for different reasons. If I say that I built something, what am I saying?
That you did it in the past.
Perfect. You did it in the past. So one is saying that he doesn't build them anymore, that he used to. The other one is saying that he still builds them now. So there's a difference. One means present tense, he's still doing this. The other one is past tense. He used to but doesn't do it anymore. Yeah, we're going to finish this and then we'll go to art. C, insert a comma after skateboards. So they think that we need to separate skateboards from something else. And D says, make no change. Leave the sentence alone. It's fine. Who can tell me what answer choice they think is correct? We got rid of A earlier, so we only have B, C, or D to choose from. Jadine, what do you think?
I think it's a D because you don't have to add a comma because they're not telling you like different sports or anything.
Well, let's see. Builds magnificent skateboards. Produces videos. Are those different things?
Mm-hmm.
So, could I use the comma to separate those different things?
Well, yeah, you can.
Yeah. And look, they told me a third thing he does. So number one, he builds those skateboards. Number two, he produces videos. And number three, he performs stunts. Once I reach those three things, I need to start using commas. Separate them.
So it is C.
It is C, because I need to keep building skateboards separate from produces videos. Otherwise, people might think that builds magnificent skateboards, produces videos is all one thing he does.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. Really, it's two things. And if I don't have the comma, people might be confused. So my answer should be D.